Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games and a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button, and if you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager 2017, and it is week 18 of competition, and today marks the start of a new season, and we've been promoted. We are with a new team, Wanty Group Gobert. Here's a quick review of how last season went in the major races, which of course, as a continental rider, we were not a part of any of these races. Alright, so Chris Froome won the Tour de France, followed by Richie Porte and Adam Yates. The Giro was won by Fabio Aru. La Vuelta España, Ilnar Zakarin got the win there. And then in the major races, Santos Tour Down Under was won by American TJ Van Garderen. Paris-Nice, Rigoberto Urán. Torino was Chris Froome. Catalonia was Mikel Landa. The Vuelta Paris, País Vasco, sorry. Richie Porte. Tour de Normandie was Chris Froome. The Criterium du Dauphiné, Chris Froome. Tour de Suisse, Wout Poels. Tour of Poland, Adam Yates. And the Bank Tour, Edvald Boasson were your winners. And a few other major ones. Abu Dhabi, Gianluca Brambilla, Amgen Tour of California, Alejandro Valverde, followed by TJ Van Garderen. And the race of, if I can select it here, there we go. Tour of Turkey is Fernandez. And the one-day majors, Milano, San Remo, Michael Matthews. Mark Cavendish was second. Arande van Vlaanderen, Arnaud Demar, FDJ rider. Paris-Roubaix was John Degenkolb. Surprised a sprinter won that one. See Peter Sagan definitely belonging near the front on that one. Liège-Bastogne-Liège was Kwiatkowski. And Il Lombardia, Stephen Cummings, British rider, at the top on that one. A few of the season stats. 2017, Chris Froome led the way. His final was, and that's World Tour points, was 5,000. Continental, Mathieu van der Poel led the way. We had looked at that when our season ended. However, there was a bit of a development. Taking a look at the standings. So far this year, the season is underway, but I have not raced my first race yet. I'm going to take a look at the team standings here. BMC leads the way so far. FDJ, Movistar, Team Sky are your top four here a couple weeks into the season. Again, we haven't raced yet, but looking at that, Wanty Group Gobert World Tour. The team earned promotion from last season to this season, so I am not going to be racing at the Continental Pro level this year. I have jumped to the World Tour. Yikes. Here's a look at our team for this season. We'll start at the bottom. These are our Barradours. And here I am in the mix. I did level up over the course of the October, November, December into January. Even though we were mostly on break, natural progression of the rider, I was picking up about 5 points per week, just 19-year-old kid, right? Body develops. So I am now level 13. That boosted me to a 72 from a 71 before. So the stage racing specialist, I've moved up just a little bit here, and you can see that a number of my teammates have raced already a little bit this year, but we're going to be at the World Tour level, and I don't yet qualify for World Tour races. I am only a Cat 2. I've got some unlocking to do, so I'm going to have to race some Continental Pro races for the team here early in the year just to get into some of those World Tour races. Now, in terms of points, there's a lot out there for me this year, but I am not at that kind of level. So this is going to be an interesting season where I intended on moving to the Continental Pro level, and I have found myself on a promoted team. So I promoted myself a level, signing with a new team, and the team promoted themselves last year. So I've jumped 2 levels all the way to World Tour status already. It's going to be a tough year. I'm going to spend a lot of time as a teammate, but wait, hold on. Let's look at things here. I'm a 72. Mark McNally's a 72. Wesley Creeder's a 72. They're both in their late 20s. They're not going to progress. Stanuit, he's 27. Michael Schar, he's 31. Those guys are all 72s like I am. They're not going to progress. I should, even as a teammate, still level up in another month or two and maybe hit 73. Then you got Dion Smith, Zandro Maurice. They're younger. They'll still progress, but a sprinter and a puncher. Andrea Pascalon, he's 30 at 73. Vanlerberg, he's 25, 73, sprinter. He'll still progress. Bognis, 73, puncher. So he'll be helpful, but he's not going to progress a whole lot. He's 30. And here we go, top of the team. Frederick Backart. Sorry if I'm butchering names here. These are a lot of guys that I'm not familiar with. He's 27. He's 73, but he's just a Berhador. And Johan Alfredo, 31. There you go. Top 2 guys are just 74. I'm a 72. Okay. Here's the team's #1 rider at 74, just age 24. He's a stage racer like I am. He's the only other stage racer beside myself. So if he's not racing, and he's only raced 1 day so far himself, if he's not racing, and this is Guillaume Martin. If Guillaume Martin is not racing, I could be team leader. So we are going to get some opportunities. Just not going to be very competitive. And he's certainly going to be at all those World Tour races as the best hope the team's got. And we're going to be at the other races. So I actually have a chance of being team leader this year on a team that's in the World Tour, but leading pretty much the Continental Pro races until I unlock level 3, which will get me into some of the more lower level World Tour races. So we're gonna have an interesting season. But speaking of season, let's get things going. Our first race of the year is the I don't even know how to pronounce that. Étoile de Bessèges. Étoile de Bessèges. It's 5 sprint stages followed by a 10K time trial on a hilly stage, which is somewhere we could excel. I don't expect a top performance at this level. This 2.1, it's a Continental race, Continental Pro race. But with all those sprint stages, we should be right there in the mix, other than time bonuses to a handful of guys. And so we could see ourselves with a top 20 finish for this tour. And for all I know, that could unlock. I doubt that'll unlock it, but we could have a decent enough performance in our first race. Depends on who all is there. Only one top rider, and see, that's what I'm expecting to see a lot of. We're not going to see Martin. Is that his name? Martin, right? Yeah, we're not going to see Martin at a lot of our races until we move up. So we're the third best rider, or amongst it anyway, head into this race. So will they tag us as leader outsider? I guess we'll soon see. I don't have a name. I'm not known. I'm brand new to the team. We have a 75% favorability to start out. So chances are I'll be seen as a teammate. We'll find out. So our teammate Van Lerberg is amongst the favorites for the sprint finish today.
But at least the teams with sprinters won't be complaining, and of course, those opportunists with a bit of
it's like Sunweb's. Oh, I am. Okay, I am being pegged as leader outsider. They want me in the top 30 of the final overall standings. I could certainly do that. And then we got a sprint train here.
Will it prove to be too early?
For Van Lerberg. Okay, and here is our Wanty Group Gobert jerseys. So we are in this light blue with the green trim. Okay, I'm going to move up towards my customary position near the front of the peloton. I like trying to stay out of trouble, and when trouble happens, you recover a lot faster. And there you go. All right, first race of the year. I'm racing for a frickin' World Tour team. All right. Well, hey, sorry, a little loud there, but I'm in shock. I'm in total shock. This is really gonna mix things up. We have a -1 race day condition, but so does pretty much everybody. We are building for. There you go. See, Van Lerberg fell, and that's why I want to be near the front. Alright, this is a Cat 2 climb, really? Ooh, that was so difficult. Alright, we're in amongst the field. We just want to be in amongst the field at the end of the stage. Pace is starting to pick up. 4.5 minutes to a small breakaway contingent of 3 riders. And we're just going to breeze through the day. Van Lerberg has fallen again. And Stenuit went down as well. The field was split up, but they are back together. But we split up again? Really? What for? Is it the wind? Oh yeah, 44. 44. Let's take a look at the map. Let's see. Out and back, it's hard to say which way the wind is going. I don't know which way we're coming into the finish. Definite breeze going today, though. Again, all the reason to stay near the front if there are further splits in the group, and sure enough there are. We're down to just 50 riders or so here in the main group in the peloton. So a lot of riders getting left behind in the wind. So after all this, the field is getting split somewhat. Looks like it's back together, at least for the moment. Maybe the wind has turned back into a tailwind of some sort. But if the group finishes with a split today, that would really, really improve our chances of a top 30. And sure enough, we are down to a group of just 19 riders now.
With less than 20 kilometers to the line, the breakaway still holds more than a minute's lead.
Temporarily. Just like that, it's back to something. Whole field's back together, minus 24 riders. As we approach the end, just 18K to go. And we have not caught the breakaway group of 3 as of yet. That's a bad sign, as we've got a bunch of flat stages, and those guys would have little problem staying in the group, stage by stage. Okay, now just 11K to go, and they are still 45 seconds out. I'm not sure if we're going to catch them. 30 seconds now. Just that little climb was enough to close the gap on them. So they might be done for here in a moment. Here we go. 8K to go. Just 23 seconds ahead. I don't think they're going to stay out. We did ditch a group. There's another group in the split now. Pace is too much. 38 riders being dropped. It could knock out a couple time trialists who would be strong at the end. 5K to go to the end now. Okay, we're going to go full bore. Most of the field is together. Once again, 4K to go. We will start trying to make our way towards the front here in a little bit. 3K to go. Use our gel. Get ready for the sprint. 2K to go.
And the final sprint is off. Who's going to be the first to the line today?
1K to go. We're going to sprint out now. There's Van Lerberg, our teammate, who is the sprinter. Pardini has fallen. Giordani has fallen. Gosh, we're almost going to pass Van Lerberg. Really? We're going to out-sprint the sprinter on the team? Are we going to finish ahead of him and get 10th? We got 12th. Van Lerberg just beat us out. And it was to another teammate, Alfredo. So our team grabs 10th, 11th, and 12th on the stage. So in our very first race with the team, we sprint our way to a 12th place finish. And the field did get split up a little bit, so we'll see what they do, if it's just those 25 riders or so, or if maybe half the field is going to be eliminated from contention for the overall race win. Okay, again we grab 12th. No apparent split in the group. Oh, there was. Okay. From 100th on back. So we did get down to 99 riders. 99 riders left in contention. How far back are they? 3 minutes. Okay, so no, there was not a split at the end. With time bonuses, we're down to 15th, as these were the guys in those breakaways, most of them, outside of the top 3 finishers at the end of the stage. That will be a factor. Those guys shouldn't have much of a problem staying out ahead. Alright, finished top 30. We are 15th right now, so we are seen as exceptional. It's a good boost. Make the boss, the new boss, happy, especially when we're only at 75% right now. We want to get that boosted up as soon as we can, so that we can be seen as a leader outsider in races to come, and maybe get ourselves a World Tour invite from the team, as we are not unlocked on that just yet. Still a sprint stage, but this thing is a little bit punchy today. Excuse me. A lot of World Tour teams out here to race today, even though it's a Continental Pro level. Simon Geschke, favorite for the day. Gorka Isagera is here as well. Jan Bakelants. Quite a few big names are out. So you can already see a huge difference from where I was as a 19-year-old kid racing in the Continental to suddenly be racing amongst numerous World Tour teams and bringing out some fairly big names. These aren't nobodies by any means. We're still seen as leader outsider. Looking for that top 30 finish. I'm already near the front, which is good. And now that should hold our front position. 158 riders in the peloton. It's again seen as a flat sprint stage. Giordani is off in the small breakaway group of 6 riders who quickly get out to a 3-minute lead with a nice little hill climb to distance themselves in the first kilometers. Can't believe that in our very first race we're given the role of leader outsider. As they see stage racing, we're only one of 2 in the team, so that is a real advantage for me this year, as I will be getting some support. Now, how well we can finish at just a 72 average, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But being given that level of faith already by a team of this caliber is awesome, and a lot of that really plays into there's only 2 stage racers on the team, and the highest rating on the entire team is a 74, and I'm a 72, so we're not that far out. We are that far out when it comes to truly being competitive to the other World Tour teams. But if I can surpass a 74 rating this season, I'm the team leader on a World Tour team, and if I can unlock a couple of those upper levels, you know, I'll be given the reins week in, week out at the highest level, which is just phenomenal. I won't be picking up major points with such a low rating, but I'll be given chances to pick up points. So this is going to be a big year. All right, all of the climbing's done. We are on for a sprint finish. I'm a balanced 0 for the day, so my stats are there. We're down to about 30K. Somehow the group has split up again. I don't know if it's the intensity, which doesn't seem to be much of a thing today. It's not the wind. It's only 6. I don't know if that's kilometers per hour. Probably not miles per hour, but all right, coming in towards the end, 15K to go. Giordani and 5 riders are still out in front, but they are only 30 seconds ahead now. It looks like they will be caught, but only just, which means they might pick up some bonuses again from, well, there was only 1 sprint today, but the bonus from that applied could put them out in front of the field if they are in with the group here at the end. We are under 10K to go, and actually they're still 40 seconds ahead. Main peloton seems to be regrouping here, but there's just 70 riders. Ilnar Zakarin has gone down with just 8K to go. That's going to hurt his chances in this race. All right, here we go. Last little climb right now. We're going to up our intensity level. We've got 5K to go. And we are certainly in a good position right now. 20 seconds to that group. 66 riders plus 5 breakaway guys. We're inside 3K. I'm going to go ahead and use my energy gel. Start pushing towards the front. 1.9K. There goes Vandenberg. Ooh, there's a little climb here. This could play into our favor. I went way too soon with the climb. I didn't know there was a climb here at the end. You don't see it on the map at all. So we're already burnt out. But here we go. Final corner. We're still in amongst it as we're a better climber than most of these guys. Isaac Viana, the win. I don't know him. Geshka 7th, Izagera 9th. We get 11th behind Lerberg, our teammate. So we were neck and neck with him again, side by side. We were 11th and 12th last time. We are 10th and 11th this time. But another solid position just outside of the top 10. I mean, there's quality riders. Daniel Oss is back in 17th. Stefan Kung, 14th. Those are all some names that I know. Castro Viejo in 12th. So I am racing amongst quite a few World Tour names. Jesus Herrada finished 3rd on the stage. And that will split up the field yet further, distancing a few of the other time trialists and increasing my chances of that top 30 finish. Again, we grab 11th on the stage, and only 63 riders left. It's only 10 Ks there at the end, so I don't think we're going to see huge time gaps. These guys that are more than a minute behind, and there's only a few of them, and then minute 2/4, or minute 2/3, I should say, back after that. So I am now 6th. Vanlerberg is 5th, so only a few of these guys left now with existing time bonuses. Jesus Herrada, is he a time trialist? Yeah, he is. So he might be a favorite right now, among the favorites anyway. And then here's what we have left. How many riders now? Just 52 that haven't lost time. So our chances of a top 30 finish are increasing. Exceptional. 6th in the provisional standings. And we still have a couple more of these sprint stages to go as the field hopefully continues to thin out and increase our chances of, I don't want to say top 10, but we're sitting 6th right now. But again, we're in a huge timed group. So we have 3 Cat 1 climbs. It looks like the same climb on a loop a few times around before we go off to a sprint finish. There's plenty of time for the field to get rebunched for a sprint finish today, though, but that'll certainly drop off some riders. Impressive start to the season. I'm overwhelmed by being at the World Tour on a World Tour team. I'm not racing World Tour yet. It just means we're going to face a lot of World Tour teams, even at the Continental Pro level, like we are right now. We are still leader outsider with the objective of top 30. Looks like I should be able to get this one more stage in today, and then we will skip to that time trial probably to begin the next episode, at least I would imagine, and then we'll move on from there with our season schedule. And we're on a bit of a climb here. I want to inch my way forward, but I'm not too worried about it yet. As we are on a climb going over a Cat 1. No reason to burn any energy right now.
The pack is increasing its work rate. Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway.
This is a huge pack that we're in the middle of.
The current pace is a bit too docile for some riders who are looking to create a breakaway.
A little surprised the sprint jersey's here beside me. This far back, we are up over the top of the climb. That's our first time through. That climb's no joke, but the fact that we've already gone over it once and we only go over it 2 more times,
there's more than a minute on the clock. The brake
it's not
seems
going
to be working.
to split the field that much. 2 riders are away at 2.5 minutes, so it looks like they've been allowed to stay away finally. This field just slowed down drastically here on the secondary climb. Gradient's just 6.5%, so it's not a big deal. And we're over the top.
Uh-oh, the gap is widening. It's now more than 2 minutes. The peloton
All right.
seems content to let
Oh,
it grow.
I get caught up in a huge crash. We
A
are
fall
still in
has
the
just
peloton
happened in the
now.
peloton. Several riders are on the ground.
Right as I go to speed it up.
Withdrawal
hit the
of a
deck.
rider. He seemed to have neither the energy nor the courage to keep going.
My recovery's dropped to a -1, so I don't know if that's... I've taken a slight knock. Lost a little skin on that fall, maybe.
Mustn't appreciate the fact that there is a breakaway, given that the pack has increased its speed.
Alright, we should be making our way back up to our position. Doesn't appear so. So let's go ahead, work our way back to the front. Got a small climb here with a sprint at the top. That's an unusual place for a sprint.
Uh-oh, the pack seems to have woken up, and now they're gaining ground.
There we go. Okay, now we've made our way to the front. I'm not worried about the sprint or that sprint point that was available. Just want to be in the front of the field. 4 incidents, exactly like the one that just happened. Alright, here we go to the climb a second time. We're at the base and we're heading on up. I'm just cruising at an 80. It looks like somebody took off. They wanted the mountain points. So there's now a third rider out ahead. Another fall, picking up almost my entire team. Yeah, it did. It picked up my entire team outside of the guy in the breakaway group. There's only 34 riders left in the group that I have. But there's only a minute between us and the trailing group, so I'm sure with 100 riders they'll be able to catch up to us. But maybe not. Field's all split up once again. If we only regain a partial group, like say 60 that we have now, boy, that would be something if that group doesn't catch us. I have a feeling it's early enough though. The pace isn't that high that they'll catch up, but they are 3 minutes behind and falling back, it looks like. So maybe, just maybe those 85 riders will not catch back up. And if that's the case, oh my goodness, I have fallen again. What the heck? There's no rain. Why can't you guys stay on your bikes? It's the start of the season, right?
They're all getting back in the saddle.
Okay, well now we face the same predicament as there's a sizable gap ahead of us. So I'm in a group of about 25 riders. We are behind the peloton by about a minute. At least what's left of it. And we all got collected in this thing. So I've gone down twice now. There they are. We will catch them, no problem. At least I think. The climb's about to start here, but we don't need to catch them on this climb. We've got plenty of time after.
Just withdrew.
Or on the way down. Ooh, Jan Bakelants is out of the race. There's one of the bigger names in this race. One of the favorites, I think, also for the stage.
Their front group is disorganized, and some riders are exploiting
Now,
this
the
opportunity
main
to
group
attack.
nearly caught up to us with our fall. So I think there's a chance that this is all going to come back together before the end of this race. But we'll see what this hill does, because we put some distance behind them last time. Closing that gap right now. We're only about 30-something seconds behind, and you can see we're right there. There you go. Okay, we've made it into the group. I'm
Whoa, there's an
going to
attack
make
from
my
inside
way
the
towards the
breakaway
front
group.
of the group here, while it's easy enough to do. And there you go, up over the top. And I'm back at the front where I want to be. And I think I'm going to hold it right there. Okay, we're already in recovery mode. We do have the secondary climb here in a little bit, the uncategorized one.
Watch out, a team leader is falling behind.
Oh my goodness, another fall. Sounds like a few riders are going to be out of this race. We have just 33 riders now in the main group at the front. Yeah, Vanlerberg's group is almost 7 minutes behind. Stenuit is 4.5 behind. And our group split, but it looks like it's coming back together again. Vanlerberg has fallen again. Oh my goodness, what the heck is going on in this race?
A rider drops out. There's a collective fall with several riders on the ground. We can only hope that they all get back up.
Alright, we just peaked out. There is that one smaller climb that has the sprint point at the top, though there is no sprint to contest this time around. But we absolutely have a field that has been split up somewhat. There's still 95 riders though, so it's not that big of a deal. But with all these crashes, it's not necessarily the 95 best riders. That's the real thing to remember here. There's just 93 riders that have survived all these crashes. For instance, our best sprinter is last place. Stenuit just went down again. So the thing is despite we're in a group of 90, it's not necessarily those 50 guys left at the top of the standings plus 40 others. This is just a survival group. So we really could be thinning out the that top 50 here once again. Giordani is in the breakaway group. They are a minute ahead. There's only 3 riders, so we will catch them. Here's that sprint point, and then here's that last little punchy climb here. And we have 83 riders now, and the split is growing behind us, so I have a feeling they're not coming back. These 83 riders, plus those 3 at the front, will be the group to contest the stage win. And while there were 50 riders, it'll be interesting to see how many of them have been left behind.
With less than 20 kilometers to the line, the breakaway still holds more than a minute's lead. Things are far from over.
Okay, 20k to go till the end. That looked like that was the finish line right there. Yeah, that's the start. So we're on this little loop now. Yes, we are. Okay, we're going to be running this little loop. There you go, 1k to go there on the loop. A little bit uphill, so we don't want to go too early on the sprint. Pace is really hot. We're lapping a group here, it looks like. But there's the Giordani group. So 7k to go. It looks like next time around will be the sprint. We've caught Giordani. He is here to shield me with what he's got left. Thank you for that. Okay, just over 3k to go. Use the gel now, and I'm going to start working my way up the field.
There we go. The sprint is on. The riders are setting themselves up. The group
Don't want to sprint too early. There we go. All right, sprint is on. We are definitely not going to be near the front, but you can see we are moving past quite a few riders here.
He snatched victory in that mass sprint finish. He can thank his
definitely outside of the top 10.
Out in perfect conditions.
Daniel Oss gets 5th. Castro Viejo 13th, Geshka 14th, Stefan Kuhn 17th, Gorka Izagirre 18th. We're outside of the top 20. We got 27th. Fredo got 22nd, and Creeder, Wesley Creeder is one of our teammates. He got 10th. But again, this is going to change the overall standings quite a bit. Like Vanlerberg was not in it there at the end, and I'm sure he is not the only one. Alright, so final tally is 70 riders in the final group. Let's take a look at the general standings. It's not about my position. I know I was in 6th, but on the count back we slipped back a little bit further. These are guys that all had time bonuses. They've never finished ahead. I've been in the front group every time. But total time bonuses are 16 seconds, so that's where the main field is 16 seconds. Okay, so that's the main point. For the time trial, that'll split this all up. So it really doesn't matter that I've slipped from 6th to 11th. The big thing is how many are left. Let's take a look at that. 43 now. So the group has thinned out a bit further, down to 43 riders in contention. And our final objective is the top 30. And I think with our time trialing ability, no problem beating 13 guys. All right, well, that's it on the time. I'm gonna look at let's see the race itself. There you go. This is where we're at. Okay, that's the stage we just finished, stage 3. Here's profile for stage 4. It's got a little bit of a punch there at the end of it. That will thin things out a little bit, but there's no reason why you shouldn't have all or most of the group together at the end of this one. Stage 5 is pretty flat as well and short. So at this point, I think the 43 we have now probably not going to thin out much further, if at all. So time trial is going to be the real split, and it does finish with a bit of a climb. Not a massive one. And actually, this is a lot flatter than I expected. They're calling that a hilly time trial. I really wouldn't say that's much of a hill. But we're a decent time trialist. We're a decent hill climber. So we should be easily within the top 30, especially out of 43, not out of the entire field. We should easily be in the top 30 for the entire field. All right, well, we're going to start with that on the next episode. And then we will continue on with a 2-day race, with both of them being hills. And you'll have to see that next time, because that does it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my road to the record. Bye for now.